en el eje del centro del campo para Thomas Delaney. Abre más a la izquierda, 3/4 para Raj Hakimi. Juega con Brun Larsen. Tiene que retrasar bien en estático también el Atlético de Madrid. Pueden a jugar los dos zagueros, los dos centrales. Hace Zagadou para Diallo, más a la derecha para Lucas Pisa. Tira el 1 para 1 para Thomas Lemar.
Rafinha quería, pero no puede. ¿Y ahora dónde? Skriniar el central. Busquets viene con la ayuda para recuperar saque de banda. Tiene que ser para el Inter. Sí, señor, y así apunta el segundo asistente.
Le va a servir esto al Inter para oxigenarse un poco, para salir de este apremio. Los últimos minutos de tenencia del Barça en campo contrario, sin generar oportunidades. Lo más cercano a poder convertir fue aquel remate por arriba de Coutinho. Pero el partido lo trasladó al campo que le toca defender al equipo italiano.
Allá estaba Ter Stegen. Asamoah que vino en busca de la pelota. Iván Perisic viene pegado a la banda. La marca está Sergio Roberto. Perisic parece con un centro abajo. Se acaba de salvar Barcelona.
El anticipo de Mauro, llegando a la pelota él primero al centro de Perisic desde la izquierda. Es una jugada característica, ¿no? De un extremo como lo es Perisic, desbordando y poniendo la pelota para la llegada del centro atacante, que alcanza a desviar apenas el balón, lo eleva demasiado. La pelota termina pegando en el techo del arco de Ter Stegen, pero bueno, se acercó el Inter. Hacía rato que no lo hacía.
Rakitic que abrió por el costado y aquí está Rafinha. Que vino con el toque y ahora es el capitán Sergio Busquets. Jordi Alba que maneja la pelota. Sigue Jordi. Cerca está Arthur. Aguanta y espera el equipo del Inter. 0-0, 16 minutos. Ahora es Busquets que vino con el cambio de frente. Sergio Roberto, Iván Rakitic que ya vino con el toque, obligado a tocar más atrás. Lenglet. Gerard Piqué. Ya vino con el toque Suárez. Ahora otra vez el capitán Busquets. Coutinho. Pasó la pelota. Córner.
Segundo para el Barça. Esos son los pases característicos de Messi hacia las subidas de Jordi Alba. Esta vez fue Philippe Coutinho pegándole 3 dedos, buscándolo al lateral izquierdo.
Asamoah marcando a Suárez. Icardi marcando a Lenglet. El cabezazo del francés. Era Icardi el que lo tenía que marcar. Qué salvada por parte de Andanovic. Seguimos 0-0. Y el toque de el Barcelona. Cortita que vino para Busquets. Iván Rakitic. Otra vez el toque. Se despertó la gente. Sí, se despertó la gente en el Camp Nou. Rakitic. Aquí está Busquets y el toque que vino para Jordi Alba. Coutinho. Sigue Coutinho. Recuperó la pelota Suárez. Ya se la quitaron. Y el toque de balón por este costado la tiene Matías Vecino. El pelotazo que vino largo. Recuperó otra vez Jordi. Aquí está Iván Rakitic. Y el toque que vino para Philippe Coutinho. En la marca estaba Brozovic. Infracción en el terreno de juego. Está Bruno Valencia. Ahora voy porque movió rápido el conjunto de Barcelona, que siga poniendo presión sobre el fondo del equipo del Inter. Allá va Danilo D'Ambrosio. No tiene por dónde. Saque de banda. Bruno, cuénteme cuáles son las últimas novedades.
Luis gol con ese cabezazo de...
Yes, that's fantastic play again. Alexander Arnold flying down the right wing as he gets level with the 18-yard box. He plays a ball straight across the 18-yard box. Firmino's coming onto it. I'm thinking, just side foot it into the corner of the goal. It's your chance. He tries a little bit of a flick. Doesn't come off, but much better. The tempo of the game's gone up because Liverpool are playing to their strengths.
Here's Gomez. A lovely flick with the outside of his right foot to Alexander-Arnold. Just short of the halfway line. Back to Gomez. And Gomez, that's a good pass to Firmino. Firmino didn't get that right. And who's gone down injured there? One of the Red Star players. That's Boaki, the Ghanaian. I don't see quite what happened there, but he's on his back, and the referee rightly is holding up play. To see if he probably needs attention.
Seemed to go down away from the ball, didn't he? The ball was, the game was going on, and Boaki seemed to just go onto his haunches, then onto his back, and he's back on his feet now.
But he's holding his head, and Van Dijk, Van Dijk sort of lifted him back on his feet. Yeah. I think they're going to get on with it.
I think maybe one of his plaits fell out of his hair. I think what it was. I think.
Glad you said
that. I think one of his plaits fell out of his hair, and he wasn't quite sure he was looking as good as he should do. And he needed the mirror. He needed the mirror. That's what it was.
Play resumes. The ball given back by Liverpool to Borjan, the Red Star goalkeeper. And now the visitors have it on the far side of the field. It's played forward by Govilic over the halfway line. All credit to them. They're not frightened to commit players in attacking positions. Govilic once more. And for the third time in this move. Does he want to throw it? Not quite. But he keeps the ball with Red Star. That's a good ball played in. Robertson heads it up and away. Van Dijk heads it further clear. And Liverpool again struggle to clear properly.
It wasn't great defending from Liverpool there. He was left on his own, Robertson, there with two players. The ball came in the box and he had to mark two players. Luckily the ball wasn't right on one of his teammates' heads.
That's well played by Alexander-Arnold. He knew the ball was going to go out of play, and he made sure it came off a Red Star player. 24 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Red Star Belgrade 0. Firmino with the goal about 4 minutes ago. That should calm any early nerves that Liverpool might have, and any anxiety for the Liverpool fans. But again, they face an attack. That's a ball played into the 6-yard box. Straight though to Alisson. Alisson with a good throw out. Robertson on to Mane. Salah holds back at the moment. Mane has the ball, cutting in from the left side. Pulls it back. Salah's there. Salah's shot took a deflection. That's as well for Red Star there, because I think if that had eluded the defender, it was going in the far corner.
Yeah, that's great work from Robertson first, then Mane down the left. He drew out the big defender, Degenek. Degenek's out on the right-hand side. He didn't want to be there. And then you've got Babic trying to mark Salah. Salah's movement was great. I expected that net to ripple or the keeper to have to make a save. He's just not on it at the moment, Salah. Just not quite.
Disappointment for Tottenham earlier in Holland, having led by 2-1 until a few minutes from the end. PSV equalised. It finished 2-2, punishing for Tottenham, having lost their first 2 games in that group. They're going to have to work very hard now to maintain a presence in the Champions League for the knockout stages. We'll see. Alexander-Arnold, good header away. Shaqiri's there. Oh, Shaqiri made a mistake, but he was fouled. It's as well for him, he was fouled.
Yeah,
he gave the ball away.
I think he may have got lucky there. He was looking to play a 1-2 with Trent Alexander, but not to be on this occasion. Just got to be careful not to get complacent. Keep playing at the pace you're playing at. We're getting a lot more. I'm looking at the pitch right now. You've got Mane, Firmino, and you've got Shaqiri on the right, playing a little bit closer to Salah.
What a great ball to Robertson. Into Salah. Mane just outside the penalty. Mane back to Robertson. Robertson crosses. Why didn't he shoot? It was ahead of Salah, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yes, I honestly thought he might have had a strike at goal there. He was only 12 yards on the angle coming in from the left. I thought he might have gone with a side foot finish across the keeper. Instead, he tried to put one of his teammates in yet again.
If you're just switching on to 5 Live or listening to the commentary via the red button on the BBC Sport website, let me just tell you that there is a power problem in the area. In terms of the ground itself, it only affects the main stand, which is operating on a generator at the moment. But 2 hours before kickoff, we weren't sure the game would start. Here's Mane forward, tackled by the defender, and Degenek. I think in the end it came off Mane, so it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's finding his feet, isn't he, Fabinho? Finding his feet now. He's just sat in front of the 2 centre halves, and he's now getting control of this game. He's getting the ball, he's picking the passes, he's dictating, he's pointing. I like that.
Here's Degenek back to his goalkeeper, who just got enough on that to find the left fullback, and it's given back to the goalkeeper. I'm not sure he wanted that, because Salah was nearby, but this time his clearance was better, and Red Star have the ball. Flicked by Jovicic to the left-hand side, and then was that a handball by Alexander Arnold? I think it was. It's going to be a free kick to Red Star Belgrade, 15 yards short of the halfway line. Liverpool lead 1-0, 27 minutes gone here at Anfield.
I think one of the biggest problems they've got at the moment, Red Star, is their two centre-halves, Degenek and Babic, are far too far apart, leaving a huge gap for Salah to find his way into.
Van Dijk might have tried to find Salah there. Instead, he was looking for Mane, and the pass wasn't great. Red Star have it again. Played forward now. They're on the attack inside the Liverpool penalty area, or at least they were. Cernic forced to go wide. Cernic being hustled by Alexander Arnold. Crosses weakly, cleared by Gomez for Liverpool. Up towards Salah. Red Star get to the ball before the Egyptian. And again, they've got 4 players inside the Liverpool penalty area. Liverpool hook it clear. Salah was fouled. Free kick to Liverpool.
That's a ball into Salah's feet. That's a ball into Salah's feet. The big centre-halves can't do anything else but lunge in. Salah's too quick, he's too nimble, so if the ball's on one side, Salah's in between the ball and the defender. He has to go through Salah, free kick, so get it to his feet every time. You will retain possession.
Dion Dublin alongside me here at Anfield. Liverpool lead by a goal to nil, but still not entirely commanding. Here's Gomez after a Liverpool free kick. Wijnaldum. And now it's played forward by Alexander Arnold. Salah spun away from his marker, but ran into another defender, Degenek, who plays it back to his goalkeeper, Borjan. Some Liverpool fans clearly sense that is not the best tactic for Red Star Belgrade. He's done okay so far, though, the Canadian goalkeeper. Red Star have the ball inside the Liverpool half. 16 minutes to half-time on 5 Live. That pass forward, intercepted by Gomez, cleared by Liverpool, but chiefly into Red Star's possession once more. Red Star wearing substantially all blue tonight, as opposed to their normal red and white striped shirts. Here's Stojkovic, the right fullback, who has looked good. It's played away towards the far side of the field. And they've got most of their players inside the Liverpool half. Liverpool win the ball, though. Gomez to Shaqiri. Firmino to his right. And it's played to the Brazilian. Firmino spins, plays it back into Shaqiri, and Shaqiri's fouled. I think he was waiting to play the ball through to Salah. That Salah was offside.
Yeah, he was. He was looking just to play Salah in just down the right side, down the right wing.
Here's Firmino after the Liverpool free kick to Mane. And Van Dijk to Fabinho, who shimmied his way past the Red Star player, who just said, "I'm not having any of that. I'm taking you down, son." And he did. Free kick.
Ebesilio completely done there. What a great bit of skill.
Here's Shaqiri for Liverpool after the free kick. Back to Van Dijk. Captain in the absence of Henderson, who's injured, and Milner, who's on the bench. Fabinho plays it to Wijnaldum. Inside right channel for Liverpool. Wijnaldum on to Alexander Arnold. Played in firmly towards Salah. Cleared, though, by Red Star. Gomez wins it back for Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain 0, Napoli 1. Also in this group. Remember, Napoli beat Liverpool in the last round of games. And Paris Saint-Germain lost here at Anfield. Don't think they can afford to lose tonight. Interesting group, isn't it? There are interesting groups all over the place. But unfortunately, the Tottenham group isn't looking that bright for Pochettino's side at the moment. They were held 2-2 away to PSV Eindhoven. Here's Van Dijk for Liverpool. And when they're just, studious and in control and in midfield, Liverpool, the crowd's very quiet.
It is, yeah. They're waiting for something.
Shaqiri to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum's touch wasn't great the first time, but he wins it back. Mane into Salah. Salah's onside. Salah must score. Salah's offside now. Well, that was one of those occasions you think, where's the flag from the assistant? But he didn't put it up. How did he not finish it away anyway?
How long did that take? Because when the ball went to him the first time, he didn't put the flag up at all. It was a great no-look. It was like a basketball no-look pass. Mane wasn't even looking at Salah. Turned the opposite way. He turned to his right, put the ball to his left. Salah was in. Didn't look like he was offside to me.
Well, Lokomotiv Moscow 0, SC Porto 1. Another Champions League scoreline this Wednesday evening. Here's Van Dijk. And a ball break kindly for Red Star Belgrade with Benaboan. And then that's a loose pass infield. Wijnaldum clears it. Alexander-Arnold forward to Shaqiri. Shaqiri tackled quickly and loses the ball to Jovicic. Now on the far side of the field, it's Grubeljic, the left fullback. Both fullbacks for Red Star Belgrade are pushing forward. And of course that gives Alexander-Arnold and Robertson something to think about. That's a loose pass though from their midfield, and it's straight through to Alisson. 12 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool lead 1-0 from Firmino's strike in the 20th minute.
Oh, this is Jovicic there, the number 3. He's playing the Fabinho role for the Red Star. He's a little bit too far away from his two centre-halves, leaving them 2-on-1 against Salah, and I think Salah will like that, because when they get in positions like this...
Good work by Mane. Strong work by Mane. On to Salah. Just inside the penalty area, towards the right side. Salah on his left foot. Checks infield, runs into another defender, and it should be cleared to safety by Red Star. They've got the ball, moving it towards the halfway line. Liverpool 1, Red Star Belgrade 0.
Played well tonight, Wijnaldum. Played very well. Done all the, what we call the ugly jobs well, tracking back, keeping the pressure on any Red Star player that's running with the ball, putting them off balance, getting the ball back and starting the attack again for Liverpool.
I have a sort of theory about Wijnaldum. I think he's reacted well this season to the new presence of players like Fabinho and Keita. Yeah. Keita, by the way, is injured at the moment, so he didn't come into contention for this game. But Wijnaldum has reacted.
Yeah, it's good.
And that's what Klopp wants from his existing players.
Yeah, just that little bit of pressure, just looking over your shoulder, keeping hold of your shirt.
Van Dijk to Mane. Mane on to Wijnaldum, 30 yards from goal. On to Alexander-Arnold. Salah's available. The cross into the penalty is a little too firmly hit beyond Firmino. Oh, Firmino gets a chance. Good work by Robertson. Firmino. Robertson again into the penalty area. Oh, well, I don't know whether that was a cross or can't have been a shot from that angle. Either way, he hit it wrongly and it's behind for a goal.
I'm not sure what Robertson was trying there, to be fair. Right to the byline. He was 6 yards away from the 6-yard line. He tried to cross it. I'd like to say it hit a bubble, but I don't think there are any bubbles on these pitches anymore.
Barcelona, no Messi tonight, but not messing around. Barcelona 1, Inter Milan 0.
That was one of my excuses, Alan. I used to use very often bubble on the pitch. But
the pitches have changed since the 1950s.
that is so rude. If you've got a complaint about...
the truth is, most of the top surfaces are perfection now. There was a mistake by Fabinho. The ball's inside the Liverpool penalty area, and then it's blocked behind for a corner. No, it's not. It's a goal kick. Wasn't a great cross.
It wasn't a great cross, but they broke in numbers. They really did.
You look at these pitches today, Dion, and it's like looking at a snooker table. Yeah, close up, just no imperfections at all.
No, not at all. And you know, there's pluses and there's minuses to it as well. You can play the game at an amazing pace. You don't have to look at the ball when you're receiving it, because it's not going to deviate. But there has been a lot of injuries with studs getting caught in the ground as well. So they're a lot firmer than they used to be.
10 minutes to half time. Liverpool lead, but would prefer to have a second goal. They might have an opportunity here. Shaqiri. No, he's just well tackled. It was a good challenge on Shaqiri. And the ball taken away. And it's out of play in the far side of the field. It's going to be a Liverpool throw-in. They'd be far happier to go in 2-0 up at half-time. Yeah. And they have had the chances.
Yeah, they have. They've just haven't chosen the right option in the final third. One or two occasions. They're getting in good positions, just not taking the shot on. And like you say, if you go in at 2-0, it's such a different game, different team talk.
Here's Gomez to Wijnaldum, and Wijnaldum plays it firmly back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. 9 minutes to half-time. Liverpool lead through Firmino's goal, scored in the 20th minute. And it's a very good finish. Here's Mane, working hard as always. He's back inside his own half. Feeds the ball towards the right side, towards Wijnaldum. On it goes, swiftly into Firmino again. Touch back to his fellow Brazilian, Fabinho. Fabinho actually wasn't favoured to get to that ball, but he's determined, won it. Plays it now to Robertson. Robertson crosses low into the penalty area, hits a blue shirt and rebounds to safety for Red Star Belgrade. Robertson wants it back. Robertson fights and wins it back. Burley. Here's Shaqiri to Mane, and Mane to Salah, just outside the penalty area, towards the Liverpool right side, into the penalty area now. Checks, plays it back, and now it's with Shaqiri. Shaqiri thinking about shooting, left-footed, shoots straight at the goalkeeper.
I think the goalkeeper knew it was coming. Shaqiri coming from the right. You know what he's like. He tries to drop his right shoulder, get it onto his wand of a left foot. Just didn't catch it this time with all of his laces.
It's a sort of 6 out of 10 performance by Liverpool.
Yeah, there's lots more to come. They're in third gear at the moment, and they've not really started.
No.
They've created one good chance. They've put it away. It was a great goal, great move, but there's so much more to come from them.
How do you think Fabinho is playing in midfield?
I think he's done well. I think he's commanded the game. I think he's looked confident. I think he wants more of the ball. You can see him pointing his arms and getting into positions to start the moves off for Liverpool. So yes, I'm impressed.
Here's Van Dijk. Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Porto 2 now. His last season I was in Porto. Astounding performance by Liverpool to win by 5-0. Just killing the tie in the away leg. Liverpool have it. Forward with Shaqiri from Ronaldo. Ball played into the penalty area. Brave dive by Boyan, the goalkeeper, to get to it before it reached the forehead of Salah.
That's what we used to call. It's a goalkeeper saves it for the cameras. That was nice one for the cameras.
I gave him
the
credit. Gave him the credit. I thought he's decent save. I just like taking the mick out of you. Liverpool 1, Red Star Belgrade 0. Now, there's a foul by the fabulously numbered Boaki, number 99, on Van Dijk. Liverpool free kick.
That might have been, one of those where Boaki got caught early on by Van Dijk, and I think he's just actually thought to myself.
Now here's an opportunity for Red Star Belgrade. 2+ on the attack, but Liverpool have the defenders there to cope with it. Gomez, principally, and Gomez not only won the ball, he played it off the Red Star player out for a Liverpool throw-in.
And Van Dijk there in the centre of the goal. Van Dijk, while Gomez is defending, as soon as he does the job well, he claps him. I think that's brilliant play.
Fabinho to Shaqiri and on to Robertson. Robertson over the halfway line, moving infield at the moment. Fabinho was fouled there. Referee might have allowed play to continue. He blew rather too quick. I think that's the only error he's made tonight, the referee. But he immediately apologised to Liverpool. He knew he's a fraction early in blowing.
Yeah, that's just Fabinho there protecting the ball. He just got brought down. One of those where you put your leg in there. If you get contact with it, it's going to be a free kick, or you're on the attack. I think the referee probably made the right decision because it didn't look like there was anything on for Liverpool at the time. 5 minutes to half-time here on 5 Live. Liverpool 1, Red Star Belgrade 0. Now, it's a long way out. Neither Alexander-Arnold or Shaqiri surely should be thinking of having a pop from this distance. But they may be. We'll see. Red Star. They might have something up their sleeve here. They may have. A training ground free kick, maybe. Well, Van Dijk is up around the edge of the D of the visitors' penalty area. No, nobody's shooting with just a couple of paces run up. But is it Shaqiri or Alexander-Arnold who'll play the free kick? The referee, happy, blows his whistle. It's Shaqiri left-footed, hooking it into the penalty area, bouncing in front of the goalkeeper, but through then into the hands of Boyan. It's an area where Shaqiri is he's hoping to tease his teammates in. Good work by Fabinho on the far side of the field. Winning the ball when he had no right to win it. Fabinho now to Firmino, back to Shaqiri. Shaqiri dinks it in. Salah's there. Ball drops to Salah inside the penalty area. Back to goal at the moment. He's won a corner, I think. Yep. The referee couldn't see through all the bodies, and he looked to his assistant, and the assistant responded. Yeah, I think you've got to get Salah in those areas, just on the corner of the 6-yard box, either side. He can do his twists and his turns. So, free kick to Liverpool. Mane's on the near post. Salah, Van Dijk lurking as well. Oh, terrible corner by Salah. Was that Salah? It was Salah. He wasn't in the mix. Are you sure that's Salah who's just done that? No, it was definitely Salah. Wow, I've never seen that. That was poor. Not for a long time, actually. Particularly in that I had him in the penalty area anyway. He wasn't not taking the corner. Said he was waiting. He should have been waiting. It was an in-swinger. And he just straight into the side netting. Odd. Very strange. Goal kick to Red Star Belgrade, who trail Liverpool 1-0. Firmino's goal after 20 minutes. But they keep probing Liverpool, or trying to probe Liverpool. Boaki then, tackled by Van Dijk. Van Dijk clears it up to the halfway line. Salah is denied by the defender.
And then it's headed further forward into the Liverpool half. Borussia Dortmund 1, Atletico Madrid 0. That's a big clash. Here's Mane. Mane foul. Surely. Well, the referee now trying to play the advantage for Liverpool, and I suppose it was to their advantage. It broke to a red shirt. Shaqiri takes it up. Shaqiri moves inside to Salah. Mane again. Robertson shoots wide, a couple of yards wide. Should have been the target.
I actually think he may have seen his name in lights before that ball come to him. It just rolled over Mane's foot, and it was Robertson coming in on the angle, just on the D, on the edge of the box, and I'm thinking, you've got a great left foot, just put your laces through it, don't look at the goal's not going to move, and he sort of rushed it and it didn't go anywhere near the goal. Good chance for the young lad.
Well, 2 minutes to go to half time. I'd be thinking of a tea or a coffee, more like a nice drink. There's no par in terms of food bars or drinks bars in the main stand here at Anfield. Power problem. But at least the game has gone ahead when there were serious doubts 2 to 3 hours before kickoff. Shaqiri towards Salah. Salah wins it well. Finds Mane. Mane with a lovely back flick to Firmino. Firmino supported by Robertson. Robertson on to Firmino again. Firmino the only goal scorer so far. And it goes towards Mane. Anticipated well by the defender. Cleared to the halfway line. Van Dijk to Fabinho. And Fabinho in the centre circle. On to Gomez. And now Alexander-Arnold into Wijnaldum. 90 seconds of the 45 minutes remain. We have had a couple of stoppages, notably for an injury to Borjan. So there will be added time, says he confidently. Van Dijk back to Fabinho. Gomez on the halfway line. Shaqiri, Gomez again. Alexander-Arnold now receives the pass on the right side. Ball played into Salah. Salah's touch was a little unlucky, but it rebounds to Liverpool. Here's Salah. This could be 2-0. 2-0. Right-footed shot. Driven high past the goalkeeper, Borjan. Liverpool have the second goal they wanted before half-time. Now they're in total command.
Yes, they are. And you know what? I'd said before the game, Alan, if you can get that little bit of quality that Liverpool have to rear its head on certain occasions tonight, you will actually get this game done, no problem at all. Great touch from Shaqiri. Salah's there. His movement across Shaqiri was outstanding. Goes across to his right foot and he just puts his laces through it. He was always going to score tonight because he's been in some great positions.
Yeah, he's having a terrible season, Mo Salah. That's only his 5th goal. And he has not been on the form that we saw, the exceptional form last season. But it was a great finish at Huddersfield, and that was a good finish as well.
Yeah, it was, and it's just that what Liverpool have got to do is they've got to keep the ball, get comfortable with it, and then just play through the thirds of the pitch. Get it. Fabinho's been outstanding, by the way, getting it forward to the front three. Keep doing that, and they should win comfortably. Concentration's key, though.
Reminding you that Napoli are leading away to Paris Saint-Germain. 1-0 in front, the Italians. Liverpool 2-0 in advance of Red Star Belgrade. I think the 4th official come out there. I didn't see how many minutes were added on, but there's bound to be at least a couple, you would think, for the stoppages we had in the first half. Here's Beaki, just outside the penalty area, keeping it for his side. They've looked a reasonable outfit, Red Star Belgrade.
No, they haven't. You know what? They haven't come here and laid down. It's been 2 very good goals that Liverpool have scored with just that little bit of quality in the final third. But Red Star have had a go. They get players forward. They're not frightened to have a go at all. They'll keep coming.
Remember, there was a little bit of controversy, let's say. I'll tell you about that in a moment, because they're on the attack. Stojkovic, as he won a corner. Well, the referee's looking, and the assistant gives a goal kick. And the guy in the uniform, the goal line assistant, what do they do to justify even being given a uniform?
I think he was actually reading his book then, to be honest with you. I think he's got a book on his lap.
Liverpool on the attack again, late in the first half, but the ball played in behind Mane. That was unfortunate for Liverpool. It was a decent opportunity. Not taken. What I was referring to was they lost 6-1 away to Paris Saint-Germain, and Paris Saint-Germain and UEFA are investigating allegations that an official of Red Star Belgrade put bets on totaling £4 million that the team would lose by 5 goals on the night. I'm not saying there was anything fishy about it, but they're investigating it. There's the half-time whistle. And even though they haven't been at their best, Dion Dublin, they're in charge.
Yeah, I think you're right. You said that Liverpool are maybe a 6 tonight so far in this first half. Maybe a 6.5 now. They've gone 2. They've gone 2 up. Still lots to come. Been impressed with Red Star, though. They've tried to get the ball forward. They've tried to play the game in the right way. They haven't laid down and died. It's just been that little bit of quality that Liverpool have got that they haven't got. That's why Liverpool are 2 up. But I still feel that Red Star have got a goal in them.
And it's interesting that both goals for Liverpool tonight, scored by the front 3, members of the front 3, Firmino and Salah. And Mane's looked threatening most every time he's been in possession. No, listen, they will always score goals. They do really. The movement's amazing. Keep moving those big centre halves about. They won't like it. Keep stretching them into the wing areas, and then you'll create chances for runners. I've got to say, the man of the match so far, first 45 minutes, Fabinho. Fabinho's been outstanding. Liverpool 2, Red Star Belgrade 0.
Dion, given what we saw in Eindhoven earlier, that second goal just before half-time is absolutely massive, because it doesn't matter how much you look like you're on top, one goal is always precarious.
Yeah, you know what? You can go in 1-0, Steve. You can go in 1-0. You can have 80% possession, but 1-0 is so open. If you get the second one, it's such a different team talk. They've deserved the second goal, but they should be on 3 and 4 at the moment. That's how well they've played. Red Star themselves just don't have as much quality as Liverpool, so they're finding it difficult in the final third to pick out the player that can do the damage, and at the moment they've only got one up front, and that's the centre forward.
I don't know what you two are going to do at half-time now, but whatever you do, take a candle, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to cuddle. That's what we're going to do.
I tell you what, if we're visiting the gents, you have to take a candle. There's no light.
You might have to take a candle.
Well, either do that or have a cuddle, but probably not both. Thank you very much, chaps.
Dion Dublin.
We'll be back with Dion and Alan for the second half at Anfield. Liverpool leading Red Star Belgrade by 2-0. Alistair Bruce Ball is watching all the other games in the Champions League for us. Unconfirmed reports that the amount of screens he has in front of him have caused a power surge at Anfield.
From Salisbury, Steve, do you think so?
Well, I wasn't going to reveal where you live, mate, but that's up to you.
By the way, my 6-year-old's deserted me, so I'm left with the Beagle now. It's just me and the Beagle watching the football tonight.
You shouldn't have said where you are. As you've learned from your discussions with Chris Sutton, what happens on tour stays on 5 Live.
Very true, very true.
So Napoli leading at PSG. Is that good news or bad news for Liverpool?
Well, I mean, I do think that's the big story of the night. I've got a funny feeling, Steve, and I've had a funny feeling since the start of this group that PSG possibly might not make it out of the group stages. It's been a really good game, that one. Napoli, I would say, deserved their lead. Lorenzo Insigne has scored the goal, so he was the fellow who got the late winner against Liverpool in the last set of fixtures. But they had their warning, PSG, because Dries Mertens hit the crossbar early on with a cross from the left-hand side. And Napoli have had a lot of joy sort of running through the channels, getting in behind PSG. And Callahan played a lovely ball this time from the right for Insigne to run on to chip the keeper. And that ended up in the back of the net. Mbappe has missed a fantastic chance to make that 1-1. Neymar slid him through one-on-one with David Ospina, and Ospina saved with his legs. So Napoli lead 1-0. So that, I mean, if it stays as it is, Steve, you'd have Napoli on 7, Liverpool on 6, PSG on 3, and PSG have then got to go to Napoli. So they could be in trouble.
Yeah, and obviously Tottenham, we know, are in trouble a little bit, and I stress a little bit of good news for them at Camp Nou.
I think so, but Barcelona leading Inter 1-0. So at the start of this game, you've got Barca and Inter on 6 points. So I guess you could argue that, Tottenham would want the Barca win, keep Inter within range, hopefully, and then, hopefully get the win against them. And it's still a big ask for Tottenham sitting there on 1 point. But Barcelona without Lionel Messi, Inter have been coping with them pretty well. Luis Suarez eventually opened them up. A lovely diagonal crossfield ball. And Rafinha, the Brazilian, who's actually come into the side for Messi tonight, who was on loan at Inter for the second half of last season, has scored against them. So Rafinha with the goal. Barca, as it stands, would be on 9. You'd have Inter on 6, Spurs and PSV on 1. And in a similar situation, Borussia Dortmund, Steve, are 1-up on Atletico Madrid in the big game in Group A. Axel Witsel has scored there. So if it stays that way, Dortmund would be in control of that group on 9 and Atletico would be on 6 points.
What's this about a family affair in Moscow?
Lokomotiv Moscow 1, Porto 2. the Moranchuk twins, who I have to say I don't know, have combined for the Lokomotiv Moscow goal. Now, whether that's ever happened before in the Champions League, I don't know. But one Moranchuk passed to the other Moranchuk. And I'll tell you what, I don't even know which Moranchuk passed and which Moranchuk scored.
Are you a commentator?
Exactly. Just say Moranchuk, goal. Good. So, but they were 2-0 down, and they've got it back to 2-1. But they're at home, and they're bottom of that group with no points. So they need to do a bit more. Iker Casillas has saved a penalty in that game, by the way, in something like his 173rd Champions League appearance. So Lokomotiv Moscow 1, Porto 2.
Ali, thanks very much. We'll be back with you for more at full time. The only score we didn't get to there is the classic in Istanbul, Galatasaray 0, Schalke 0. It is half-time in the Championship at the Hawthorns. Robin Cowan.
And what a half of football we've had here. Frenetic stuff, but Derby County lead West Bromwich Albion by 2-0. West Brom gifted Derby the lead inside 10 minutes. An aimless back pass seized upon by Jack Marriott, who finished well past Sam Johnston. Tom Lawrence doubled the lead 5 minutes later, opening his body up brilliantly and curling right-footed into the far post. Johnson made 2 very good saves to keep the score down. Then West Brom started to find their feet in the final 10 minutes. Rodriguez drew a decent stop from Carson. Then they had a big penalty shout on Dwight Gale, turned down. So signs of life for West Brom, but Derby in control of the break. Half-time West Brom 0, Derby County 2.
It's also half-time at Bolton. Bolton 0, Nottingham Forest 1, and into the second half, Preston 3, Brentford 1, Leeds 1, Ipswich 0, and Bristol City 0, Hull City 0. Coming up, we will be back at Anfield for second half commentary. Liverpool currently leading Red Star Belgrade 2-0 in the Champions League, and we'll get more reaction from Eindhoven. PSV 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. They failed to win the must-win game. What next for their Champions League challenge? That's all coming up after the latest news on 5 Live with Richard Foster.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet, this is BBC 5 Live.
A series of suspected explosive devices have been sent to senior US politicians. The Secret Service intercepted packages addressed to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. A similar item was sent to CNN's New York offices. President Trump has condemned the attacks.
The packages are being inspected by top explosive experts, and a major federal investigation is now underway. The full weight of our government is being deployed to conduct this investigation and bring those responsible for these despicable acts to justice.
Theresa May has been applauded by Tory MPs at a meeting where she tried to persuade critics to get behind her approach to Brexit. The former Home Secretary Amber Rudd said the Prime Minister won the room. The atmosphere has been described more as petting zoo than lion's den. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has promised to punish the people who murdered Jamal Khashoggi. The journalist was killed in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Mohammed bin Salman has described it as a painful crime, but says he'll never allow a rift with Turkey. The government says it has serious concerns about human rights in northwestern China, where it's claimed up to 1 million Muslim Uyghurs are being held. Beijing says the camps provide education and training. The Labour MP Catherine West is from the all-party parliamentary group on China and wants Beijing to make changes.
Just to ask the Chinese government to close these camps and to ease the repressive measures. And finally, also calling on the UK government to advise any UK businesses who may be investing in Xinjiang. They may be contributing to the maintenance of what appears to be a kind of police state.
Facebook's revealed 8.7 million images of child nudity were removed by its moderators over 3 months. It's developed new technology to spot them. And the European Parliament's given the go-ahead for an EU-wide ban on single-use plastics. It'll include things like plates and cotton buds. It's estimated 150,000 tonnes of plastic from Europe ends up in the sea every year.
This is BBC 5 Live on digital, smart speaker, smartphone and tablet.
On the roads, M74 southbound in South Lanarkshire. The road's closed and there's queuing traffic because of an accident. It's from junction 6 at Hamilton to junction 8 at Canderside. M6 southbound in Staffordshire, that road's closed as well. Queuing traffic as well because there's cows on the road between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 at Gailey. And in Northamptonshire on the southbound M1, 2 lanes are shut and there's queues because of an accident between junction 15 at Northampton and junction 14 at Milton Keynes, taking around 10 minutes to get through. Richard Foster, 5 Live Travel.
Who are you again?
Mickey.
Hello everyone, this nice grown-up called Nicky should be talking about himself right now.
Well, not just me.
But he's letting us talk instead because it's children in need time. Where grown-ups and growing-ups raise money by doing their thing. Baking cakes,
I'll do that
even
one.
a sponsor's bike ride. You can do this bit now, Nicky.
Okay, thank you. Do your thing for children in need. Download your supporter kit today at bbc.co.uk/Pudsey.
This is 5 Live Sport.
Welcome back to 5 Live Sport with me, Steve Crossman. Now, tomorrow night, we will bring you Pep Guardiola, as you have never heard him before, talking to Guillaume Balaguer. He's going to be picking several of his favourite songs, ones that reference key moments in his life, taking us on a journey from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of the football world. We're calling it Pep Music. 5 Live Sport tomorrow at 7 p.m. It'll also be available as a bonus football daily, and you'll be able to hear that from 6 a.m. So it was another bad night for Spurs in the Champions League. They had Hugo Lloris sent off and then conceded an 87th minute equaliser. They drew 2-2 with PSV Eindhoven. Former Tottenham winger Chris Waddle and Ian Dennis are in Eindhoven. Chris, mathematically, they're still in the Champions League. Realistically, can you see them getting through?
There's always a chance, but it's a slim chance, I've got to say. I think the blew it tonight. They played very, very well, and they've had 2 bad moments in the game, and it's cost them. So at this level of football, you've got to take your domination, which they had tonight in the game. They've got to get wins out of it. Now, at Inter Milan, they were the better team at Inter. They lost that one, and tonight obviously they've got a point, but threw it away.
I mean, there's no doubt that the red card is the major talking point. So I'll get your respective takes on it in a second, but let's hear what Maurizio Pochettino thought of the sending off of Hugo Lloris.
I am not going to blame any player. I think if someone wants to blame some people, is myself. I am the responsible of the team. We didn't win. If someone wants to blame me, but not the player. The players are there to play and performance in the best way. Sometimes it's difficult, but the problem is when you are so good, when you play much better and dominate the game and you create the best chances, and if you kill the game and the game always is open, you can concede a goal or you can concede a chance like we concede, an accident, and of course you draw and you put in a very difficult situation our qualification for the next stage on the Champions League.
Do you think it deserved a red card?
Under my opinion, I think no, but we cannot blame the referee.
Right, now I know you two actually haven't had the chance to see it 10 times like I have. So firstly, let me explain what happened, certainly from what I was watching just on the television pictures. So Lozano goes by Lloris. Lloris does take him out. Lozano, it seems, is not going to get on the end of the ball, which means, theoretically, it shouldn't be a red card. But a question that the two of you can answer is, did Hugo Lloris have any right to be there in the first place? I mean, given the error he made against Barcelona, which was a similar situation, coming out when maybe he shouldn't have done, was it the wrong decision regardless of whether a red is the right decision?
Well, it is a wrong decision when you look at it now. But as a goalkeeper, how many times over the years do we say keepers come off the lane and dive at people's feet and give pens away and do silly things? And it's something which happens. And he actually thought coming out he might have got a chance of getting the ball. He hasn't. But I totally agree with you. The guy would never have got the ball. There was 2 defenders around him. It wasn't going in the goal. So if you look at it on the rules, that should have been a yellow at most.
Ian?
Yeah, I would agree. I think a yellow card. Harsh decision from the Slovenian referee, but a rush of blood from Lloris. And ironically, in the build-up to that, the player who gave the ball away was Eriksen, who had an outstanding match for Tottenham. And we were saying in commentary that providing that Tottenham are not sloppy, they just see the game out, they keep the discipline, they'd get the 3 points. So in many respects, and I think it was something that Pochettino alluded to in his press conference, they've dominated the match, they had the chances, they didn't take them. They should have seen this game out, and that one lapse of concentration cost dear. Lloris now be suspended for the return leg against PSV. And you now look at this situation for Tottenham, and they've got it all to do now to qualify. A very, very costly goal to concede so late on to De Jong.
Hugo Lloris has been a massive player for Tottenham, and he's been a massive player for France. But given this is the second, I guess you can call it, big error he has personally made in the Champions League this season, and you know, Ian, you were there in the World Cup final where he made a massive error in the World Cup final which didn't cost France. Is there a question mark about him in the biggest of games, the most important matches?
Well, Pochettino was refusing to blame Hugo Lloris. I think it's very easy to say, you know, Lloris does this, Lloris does that, he makes errors. You know, goalkeepers are always going to be highlighted for the errors that they do make. You know, I would say that, look at the weekend, he made 3 fantastic saves, the first of which, to keep out an Arnautovic header, was world class. But that's where he'll be judged, the goalkeepers, when he does make the mistakes. And obviously he's made them before in the Champions League. It's proving costly. But Tottenham, as a team, are making errors. And that's proving. I mean, Chris was in the San Siro. They'll look back and think they should have got 3 points in the San Siro. They should have got 3 points in Eindhoven. You know, the fact that they haven't got those 3 points in both of those games is going to be very damaging, and will be one of the reasons why, if they don't qualify, they'll look back with great regret.
Awful time for this to be happening as well, Chris, isn't it? Because it's 6 games now in a short space of time that they've got, isn't it? And this isn't the time to be making these errors.
No, I think I've always thought Hugo Lloris is a great shot stopper, and he's obviously a presence in the goal. But if you look over his career, he's not the best when balls are coming into his feet and he's got to deal with back passes. So he's one of them goalkeepers who's obviously very popular with the fans, and rightly so, but he does have a few errors in him, especially when people keep throwing the ball back to him.
Chris, thank you very much. Right, we're ready for the second half then at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Red Star Belgrade 0. Your commentary team, Dion Dublin and first Alan Green.
Second half is just underway. No changes in either team. Liverpool's lineup is as follows. Goalkeeper Alisson, defensive Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. Then in midfield, Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Shaqiri. And up front, we've got Salah, Firmino, both of them have scored goals in the first half, and Mane. Looking rather more like the three we were so familiar with last season. Liverpool in charge of this game now, surely, at 2-0 at the start of the second half. Red Stars goalkeepers Borjan, their defence Stojkovic, Babic, Degenek and Govic. Then 2 sitting midfield players, Jovicic and Cernic. Then we got Ben Navarone, Evasilio, and finally Boaki. Liverpool attacking the cop end in the second half, and I'm sure that if it carries on like this, certainly if Liverpool get another goal, Klopp will make 1 or 2 changes.
Yeah, you know, at the moment you've got such a strong base, Liverpool.
That's a good ball by Alexander-Arnold to Shaqiri, who controlled it really well. Crosses left-footed in towards the near post. Firmino back to Salah. Firmino's pass was slightly awkward for Salah to take, and it's cleared by Stojkovic out of play on the far side of the field from the right full-back. Throw into Liverpool, already taken. Ball's inside the penalty. Firmino turns one way then the other. He tried to sort of dribble his way through. Didn't quite come off, and it should be cleared now. Oh, Stojkovic gives the ball away. Liverpool on the attack. Salah towards Mane. Mane can't find Fabinho. Fabinho's strength might win it back for Liverpool, though. Aided by Robertson. The ball goes out of play, off Mane in the end. So it's a throw into Red Star, who started a little shakily in the second half.
You know what? I can just imagine what Klopp said at half-time. Liverpool have come out with a little bit more energy, a little bit more on the front foot, not allowing Red Star to get comfortable. Yeah, it's only a matter of seconds or a matter of minutes, but they just look different. The manager said, give me more, do more for me. What I was going to say to you, Alan, is, you know, they look so strong at the moment. Wijnaldum and Fabinho, they're just taking it in turns to go forward.
Here's Fabinho playing the ball to the left-hand side. Mane collects it and nudged forward. Mane again into the penalty area, but I think he sensed that Salah might have taken the ball off him. He didn't, so it was partially cleared by Red Star Belgrade. Remember, Preston were 3-0 up against Brentford at home. Brentford have pulled 2 goals back now. Here's Mane looking for a 3rd goal for Liverpool with his back to goal. Back to Fabinho. Fabinho's shot is wide.
Almost good patient play, though.
Yeah, sorry, I almost said the goal line assistant that would have woken him up. It's a nice uniform, you know.
Oh dear, honestly.
What do they do?
Listen, I wonder if he knows he's getting dogs abuse from you.
I give all of them dogs abuse because I cannot see what they do there. If they actually
it's a very
influence
important
the game,
job, Alan.
so they tell everybody. Ball's cleared out of play by Red Star. Throw into Liverpool on the halfway line.
They seem to have just you know, the tails seem to be up second half. They look like their shoulders are pinned back, Liverpool. It's like they're on. Look at the movement now. There's a throw-in right in front of Klopp, and he's making sure everybody's on the move. Liven up, lads, I think he said at half-time.
Remind you, in the other game in this group, Napoli are leading 1-0 away to Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Robertson, the left full-back for Liverpool. Forward to Firmino, scored the first goal. Firmino turns inside, lays it back to Robertson. Played back to Wijnaldum. 40 yards from goal. On to Alexander-Arnold. Lots of red shirts in attacking position. Wijnaldum crosses to Firmino into the penalty area. Mane now gets away from two players, not the third. It wasn't a penalty kick. Mane's gone down, but it's a goal kick. What's it? Oh, he's given a penalty. Now, where did that come from? Was that the famous goal line assistant? I was convinced the referee was just going to give a goal kick.
I actually think he was. But then your sort of touchline assistant there, who stood right next to the far post, and he must have been in conversation with the referee, because I'm with you, Alan, it looked like the referee had given nothing at all. Mane went down, Mane's on his feet, it looked like he got caught with an elbow, but now the referee's given a penalty.
Well, we usually have monitors at Anfield. Because of this power problem tonight, none of them are working. Certainly the Red Star players are going to the goal line assistant as if he was the one who actually gave the decision. Anyway, it's Mo Salah who will take the free kick, or take the penalty kick for Liverpool. Salah to score his second of the evening, to put Liverpool 3-0 in front and out of sight of Red Star Belgrade. 5 minutes gone in the second half here on 5 Live. Penalty from nothing that we could see. Salah waits, referee blows his whistle. Here comes the Egyptian, left-footed, smashes it home. Good night, Red Star.
It looks that way, Alan, and like I said, they came out this second half, they looked like they meant business. It looked like they'd had a proper telling off at half-time by the manager. I'm looking at the manager now, and he's doing the motion of a circle, as if to say, come on, I want more. They've just scored, they're 3 up, and Klopp wants more. He's actually saying, get back to the halfway line, get on with the game, I want more. He knows that his team's got gears to go through. They're now, if there were gears and there were half gears, Alan, they'd be at 3.5 gears at the moment, Liverpool. Still lots to come.
Yeah, inching towards 7 out of 10.
Yes.
Leading by 3 goals to 0. Just referring to that Napoli scoreline away to Paris Saint-Germain. They're leading 1-0, the Italian side. It's conceivable by the time Liverpool play Paris Saint-Germain in Paris, they could be 6 points clear.
Yes, it's
of Neymar and company.
Unheard of.
Well, it wouldn't look too clever for the French champions, that's for sure. Liverpool have the ball, and they've got a throw-in on this near side of the field. Won by Wijnaldum on the halfway line. Jurgen Klopp pointing to Alexander-Arnold, saying he's taking it, not you. And the right fullback is taking it. Lokomotiv Moscow 1, Porto 3 now, and Leeds have scored a second goal against Ipswich. They're 2-0 clear at Ellen Road in the Championship. Liverpool definitely look hungrier in this second half. Wijnaldum to Salah, who's on a hat-trick now, remember. Shaqiri to Robertson on the far side of the field. Robertson with room, approaching the opposition penalty area. Into Mane, who we hear was balked by the challenge that led to the penalty kick decision. Didn't look that obvious from our high position in the main stand. Firmino to Wijnaldum, back to Fabinho. And now it's with Mane. Mane, Wijnaldum again. Van Dijk, the captain on the night. Milner, presumably if he came on, would take the armband off him. Henderson is injured for the moment. Robertson, back to Van Dijk. 8 minutes played in the second half here. You're listening to 5 Live on the BBC, but I remind you, of course, you can listen to our commentary alongside final score, graphics and bit of printer tonight. Just press the button, the red button on your television set, or go to the BBC Sport website, the app. Let's go to Robin Cowan at West Brom.
where Derby have a third goal. They lead West Brom by 3-0. Harry Wilson, the young Welshman on loan from Liverpool, has fired it past a static Sam Johnston. This is turning out to be a famous victory for Frank Lampard. West Brom 0, Derby County 3.
Wilson's very highly thought of at Anfield, but they think he needs experience elsewhere at the moment. He'd struggled again in this team. Here's Mane. Liverpool lead by 3-0. Fabinho in the centre of the Red Star half. Chips it forward. Great run by Alexander-Arnold. But took the ball left-footed on the volley, and he virtually passed it into the goalkeeper's hands. Good ball by Gomez. Forward to Shaqiri. Liverpool hungry in the second half. Clearly fouled there, and that's a yellow card for Kristicic.
That was slow them down, slow Liverpool down. They have got their tails up at the moment, Liverpool, just trying to play through the thirds again, but they're doing it with purpose. The movement off the ball has been outstanding. I'm watching Van Dijk and Gomez. They've got their head up trying to play the diagonal, but it's not been on a couple of times. But if they can do that at pace, they're getting in behind the fullbacks, because Red Star's fullbacks are still so far forward.
One of them, Stojkovic, by the way, was booked following the decision to award the penalty. I'm not sure whether it was for dissent or whether he was the man who balked Mane, allegedly. Free kick to Liverpool, halfway inside the Red Star half, towards this near touchline. That's the Liverpool right in the second half. Will it be Alexander-Arnold? It is. Right-footed, and, well, that was certainly blocked, and it was actually a handball as well. I don't think he was anywhere near 10 yards away. And he's still trying to have struck the free kick. Liverpool move rather closer. It was a handball. Could arguably have been a deliberate handball. Anyway, Alexander-Arnold gradually getting himself into a position whereby Shaqiri could shoot it goal.
Yeah, it's not too far out. It would suit a left footer if he's going to shoot for goal, but Trent Alexander from this position does put a good ball in.
Well, wait, Gomez with his arm aloft. Van Dijk prominent too inside the Red Star penalty area. Alexander-Arnold leaves it for Shaqiri to take, who whips in the shot, as I thought, but it wasn't the best of shots. Lucky to get it back off a defender. Shaqiri now close to the corner flag, jinks onto his left foot. Good ball into the penalty area, punch clear by Boyan, the goalkeeper, and it runs to Robertson, still in advance of the halfway line, further in advance of the halfway line now. He's running forward. He recognised the pass to Mane wasn't great, so he chased after it with typical determination, trying to keep the ball in play, couldn't quite. That
was funny. He's flying down the left wing. He's flying, and Mane just does this little sidestep. He plays the ball to where Mane was and tries to chase his own pass. He was never getting there, but that's just sheer determination.
And typical of Robertson. There was an incident in a game against Manchester City here last season where he basically ran the length of the field, keeping pressure on every Manchester City player who came into possession. He ended up in the penalty area.
That's why he's playing week after week. It's just that mindset of wanting to work hard, wanting to keep his shirt, and doing all the right things to make sure he does.
He takes a throw in now to Firmino. Played to Mane and back to Van Dijk. And Van Dijk plays it to Gomez. 12 minutes gone in the second half here at Anfield. Not the best of passes from Gomez. Straight to Benabuan. But then that's squandered and it's chipped forward towards Salah. Headed away by the defender Babic. And then pressure put on by Firmino. Brilliant play by the Brazilian. Backheels the ball to Shaqiri. Shaqiri trying to return the pass to Firmino. Didn't quite do so. That looked like a push by Alexander-Arnold, but the referee says no. Play continues. Actually, the German has had a good game.
Yeah,
I'm still not sure about the penalty decision.
You're not sure about his teammates?
Yeah, something like that, yes. But, his first appearance in the Champions League, a big stage like Anfield, he's done really well, the German.
No, he has.
Here's Mane. Mane goes down too easily, wasn't fouled. And then Fabinho gets the ball, recognised by the German referee. So it was no foul, no free kick awarded, but one of the Red Star players has stayed down after the challenge by Fabinho, and his colleague hits the ball out of play, and they rush forward to the referee to complain.
I don't know what
it was just a firm challenge.
It was a firm challenge. Fabinho's done that all night. He's actually just been timing his tackles just right. He's out the eye line of the player. What's been happening, Red Star players have been receiving the ball, and he's kind of been sneaking up on them and making really good challenges, breaking the play down just before they get up ahead of the steam.
Stojkovic is okay, back on his feet, and Liverpool don't take the throw into their advantage. They play it back to Borjan, the Red Star goalkeeper, who smacks it upfield. Gomez wins it in the air, but now it breaks kindly for Red Star. It's cleared by Liverpool, though. Firmino on towards Salah. Salah didn't quite get there quickly enough. I think he was conscious that Mane was running to his left, was trying to engineer a pass to him, didn't come off, and the ball's played upfield.
Yeah, there was two choices there. Firmino, he had two choices. It was in behind for Mane or in behind for Salah, and he went for the Salah, unfortunately. I think Mane was the better choice of ball, more room for error.
But Firmino is the orchestrator of the three.
He is, yeah. He is, you know, he's a very understated, very, very clever footballer.
Clearance by Alisson to the left back. Robertson heads it on to Mane. Mane keeps possession for Liverpool. Now they're getting a little bit arrogant, Liverpool. the touches. Preston 4, Brentford 2 now.
Well, yes, that's an incredible game, That's an incredible game.
Here's Firmino over the halfway line, through the centre circle, and then slips the ball to the right side to Wijnaldum. Shaqiri's inside the penalty area. The pass was shorter, though, to Salah. Salah back to Wijnaldum. Forward to Salah again. Salah wins the ball, holds off two challenges, almost gets break into the penalty area. Half cleared, headed back in by Wijnaldum, and now finally headed clear by Red Star Belgrade, but they know they're a beaten side. Boyaki, the striker wearing the number 99 shirt. And now it's moved inside by Ivasilio, put under pressure, unfair pressure on this occasion, and it's a free kick to Red Star.
That's Fabinho again, isn't it? Just making sure that they don't get comfortable. Working really hard there, just in front of Van Dijk and Gomez. Him and Wijnaldum have been brilliant tonight. They really have.
An hour played in this game at Anfield. Liverpool 3, Red Star Belgrade 0. They were 2-0 up at half-time, and then a penalty awarded for, quote, foul on Mane, and Salah scored his second goal of the evening. Firmino had scored the first of Liverpool's 3. Red Star play it forward. Good header away by Gomez. Alexander-Arnold forward. Brilliant chested pass by Firmino to Fabinho. Quickly on to Mane. That's a great move by Liverpool. Mane's unselfishly trying to find Salah, and it hits the defender and is cleared by Red Star.
He did try to do the right thing because Salah was in right on the penalty spot, and he just tried to swing his left foot, put it into his path, and he would have had a first-time finish, Salah.
Liverpool are playing markedly better in the second half. Here's Robertson to the left of the penalty area. Checks, bamboozling two Red Star defenders, plays it back to Fabinho. Wijnaldum onto Shaqiri. Shaqiri slips the pass through, takes a deflection, fell to Salah. Salah tried to shoot a goal, missed kick completely.
Is that called an air shot?
It was. It was. Not surprisingly, he was looking for his hat-trick goal. Well, Alexander-Arnold didn't like the way the Red Star player reacted, but it is a free kick to Red Star Belgrade just outside their penalty area.
Yeah, if he connected with that, it seemed to bobble about and just went over Salah's left shoulder. If he did connect with it, it would have been a goal, but he seemed to found himself swinging for air.
As far as I know, it's still Paris Saint-Germain 0, Napoli 1 in Paris.
Wow.
Liverpool and Napoli, well, they're the teams in command of this group at the moment. Things can change. Here's Robertson, the left full-back for Liverpool, playing it back to Fabinho. And Fabinho, good ball forward to Mane. Mane tried to flick it through to Firmino. Firmino now gets it back off Fabinho, shoots goalwards, punch clear by the goalkeeper Bojan. It was certainly on target.
Much better. Just seeing the opportunity instead of trying to pass the ball into the back of the net, taking a shot 25 yards out, but why not?
Red Star continue to try to attack. Gobilic, the left fullback, he's halfway inside the Liverpool half. Oh dear. Into Boyaki, who shoots high into the stand.
Sometimes
from 125 yards.
Yeah, sometimes you have to clear it, and that's exactly what he's done there. But I think it was a shot on goal, a terrible shot as well. I think that was frustration. He was 35, 40 yards out, and he tried to shoot and beat Alisson from there. Not going to happen.
Jovancic is coming on. He's a midfield player. I can't see them turning things around, Red Star. because Liverpool have created quite a lot in this second half.
Yeah, they have. I think they've got, apart from the goals, possession-wise, they've got a firm grip on this game. They just have to keep it going. You know, don't take your foot off the gas. Don't give them a chance to come into the game.
Good movement and pass from Firmino, finding Robertson on the far side, and Robertson rushes forward. He's tackled in the end by Stojkovic, the acting captain of Red Star tonight. Then trying to win the ball back, Stojkovic goes down, and the referee gives a free kick.
Yeah, he just didn't get control of the ball there. Robertson, he wanted to take him on.
Well, here's the alteration. Evicilio is being taken off, and Jovancic is coming on. Well, there are no visiting fans to applaud the exit of the Dutchman, but some kind Liverpool fans in the main stand said, yeah, you're worth a clap. It's so odd.
Yeah, it is really odd that there's no away fans in at all, and nothing. They're getting no cheers, they're getting no jeers, they're getting nothing whatsoever.
Indeed, considering the way they played in the first half, they did really well.
Yeah, they did.
Half-time,
but it was really hard to keep that going against the Liverpool side that could only get better. Even though they were 2-0 up, could only get better. And they have.
Firmino to Van Dijk, swept to the left, but ahead of Robertson, it goes out of play. Throw in to Red Star Belgrade, just short of the halfway line on their right side in this second half. 20 minutes played in the second period. Liverpool lead by 3-0. Of course, the sides meet in the next night of Champions League action in the group, this time in Belgrade. Beautiful. I think photograph of Belgrade in the programme tonight. Did you see it? It's absolutely gorgeous.
I think there was just, I could hear the murmurs, and I think there was a pocket of Red Star fans trying to start a song, maybe 15 or 20 fans, but then Liverpool just drowned them out, thinking, how did they get in the stadium?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they tried to get in the stadium and actually succeeded in getting in the stadium. You know, fans are a persistent lot.
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine UEFA saying to Liverpool fans, you're not allowed to get into Belgrade?
Yeah, I can imagine them saying it.
Wijnaldum, a little short with the pass back to Alexander Arnold. But Alexander Arnold, he's not a 19-year-old. He looks a mature 25-year-old defender.
Yeah,
what a future he's got ahead of him.
2 great fullbacks Liverpool have got.
Yes.
2 great fullbacks.
Wijnaldum, just short of the halfway line, to Alexander Arnold. Was only on the bench the last 2 games. A loose pass from him, a rare loose pass from him. And it's cleared by Red Star up to the halfway line. And then one back by Fabinho, whose influence on the game is increasing. Now he's fouled the Brazilian, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
And listen to the fans, they know how good he's playing. They can see how good he is or can be.
Here's Firmino now from Robertson's pass, and Firmino wins the corner for Liverpool in front of the Kop. I think there are other goals ahead of Liverpool tonight.
Yeah, I think if the fans can just warm it up just a little bit more, I think that, you know, 3-0 now, it could be 4 after this corner. They just still need to keep probing. You need to, if they've got a chance to score goals, Alan, do it tonight. If you really can get yourself 4 and 5, do it tonight. It could come into play.
Paris Saint-Germain have equalised against Napoli. 1-1. It's 3-0 to Liverpool here at Anfield. Corner from the Liverpool left to be played in right-footed. And there's some pushing in the penalty area involving a defender and Mane, and the referee just ticking off both of them. And now he retreats and he waits for this corner. Bolton 0, Nottingham Forest 2 now in the Championship. Corner swung in towards the near post. Well, Van Dijk was having his shirt pulled as he went to meet that corner. Didn't make the greatest of impact with his head. Now it's with Salah. Salah sweeps it in, skims off the top of the head of a defender. Still outside the penalty area. Fabinho comes across. Fabinho's going to say, that's my ball. And it is his ball. And he puts it out of play to avert any danger.
Yeah, tonight he's not been playing great passes. He's not been doing lots of skill, but he's really been consistent in the way that he's made Red Star feel uncomfortable in the middle of the park. Good play.
First Liverpool change, Lallana comes on for Shaqiri. I think Shaqiri's had a good game.
No, he has. He's done really well. He's contributed. I thought he might have got himself a goal, but not tonight.
Well, Lallana does need minutes on the field. Here's Wijnaldum heading the ball away. Firmino's first touch control, but the pass was not right. And Red Star have the ball just outside the Liverpool penalty. It's smacked across the face of the 6-yard box, but not turned in.
No, that was really unlucky. Really unlucky. That was I do feel they've still got a couple of chances in them, but you shouldn't be allowing them to get any chance whatsoever.
Here's Salah. Nice pass. Played to the Egyptian and quickly onto Robertson on the far side. Salah rushes forward, but the pass is behind him to Fabinho. Fabinho, crossfield ball, 40 yards played accurately to Alexander-Arnold. Back now to Wijnaldum. And now here's Adam Lallana. Such an injury-troubled season last year. Started the game at Huddersfield. Came off, no doubt pretty tired, but he can use these minutes here with Liverpool in a comfortable position. Lallana, Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum gets the ball back off a defender after a misplaced pass. Wijnaldum now plays it to Lallana, hard by the right touchline for Liverpool. Back to Wijnaldum. And Wijnaldum onto Alexander-Arnold, in towards Salah. Salah anticipated the defender intercepting and did enough to discourage any forward progression of Red Star Belgrade. Now there's a foul on Wijnaldum. Free kick to Liverpool, but the ball was moving, and the referee rightly insists that it's static before the free kick.
Good play from Wijnaldum. Good play there. Just keeping things moving forward, not allowing Red Star to push them back. But they've just slowed the pace down a little bit, Liverpool. If they can just keep it to 1 and 2 touch, really move this team about, get themselves some more goals, get Mane back into the game, give the ball to Lallana, he'll try stuff.
The way the games are going, Liverpool will be the clear leaders of the group tonight on points. 1-1 in Paris between Paris Saint-Germain and Napoli. Liverpool winning here by 3-0 against Red Star Belgrade. 20 minutes to go on 5 Live. Alexander-Arnold into Wijnaldum and back to Gomez. Quickly to Van Dijk. Van Dijk rushes forward. He wants to get on the attack here, Van Dijk. Plays the ball to Mane. Back to Fabinho, an increasing influence in the game for Liverpool, the Brazilian. He gets the ball back from Alexander-Arnold again. Plays it to Van Dijk and on to Robertson on the far side. There are a few Belgrade fans in the main stand, it seems. Well-spotted producer, Juliet.
Eagle-eyed Juliet.
Yeah, they're only about 20 yards to our right. They've got great seats. What?
Not as good as ours. Not as good as our seats.
Not as good as our seats. Here's Fabinho on the halfway line to Salah. Salah's touch to Lallana. Didn't come off because Lallana couldn't hold on to the pass. Now it's Boaki on the near side of the field. Well, he was tackled by Lallana. I'm not sure he was fouled by Lallana, but he went down, and I think the referee's given him a free kick.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where you just want to be 3-0 up now. Try and get Lallana in as much as you can. Get him some game time. Get him moving his feet again. Get him up to speed, because I think he's going to be one of those players that Liverpool will need this season at some stage. He's got a clever footballing brain. If you can get him further forward.
Now Liverpool have a throw-in, level with the edge of the penalty area. Salah wants to take it quickly. Throws it to Lallana, back to Salah, in towards Firmino. It's inside the penalty area. Firmino again. Lallana collects, and then he was bulked, and it's cleared. That was well defended by Red Star Belgrade. They move towards the halfway line. Wijnaldum dives in, didn't make contact with the player or the ball, but Gomez is across, and Gomez trying to make the clearance, push the ball against the Red Star player, and it's behind for a goal kick. And here comes Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah, it was a great run from Jovancic, the sub that came on. He went by 2 or 3 players, and then he tried to put his teammate in, Jovicic. Just wasn't going to happen. Gomez led the danger, ball side, made the tackle. Very, very good, intelligent play from the young centre-half.
Salah scored 2 goals tonight, but he's not going to get a hat-trick because he's being replaced by Sturridge. That's to come, the substitution. Let's hear from Robin Kine.
A 4th for Derby. They lead West Bromwich Albion by 4 goals to 0 at the Hawthorns. A quick break as West Brom were trying to get a goal back. The exchange passes with Malone and Bennett, and Malone slotted home. West Brom 0, Derby County 4.
It's the Salah song reverberating around Anfield. 2 goals tonight 6 goals in total this season. Yeah, he's a terrible player.
He's not quite finding his form, is he?
And when he does, heaven help defenders.
Yeah, because he hasn't at the moment.
Now, Fabinho makes a rare mistake, giving the ball away rather cheaply, but they haven't made any use of it, Red Star, and now it's with Lallana to Firmino. Left of the centre circle, crossing the halfway line, plays it to Sturridge. Scorer of a goal against Paris Saint-Germain, remember. Under Robertson in the penalty, low cross into the 6-yard box. Well defended by Red Star. One back by Robertson, though, on the far side for Liverpool. Back to Fabinho. Robertson was caught there, and the referee spotted it and has awarded a free kick. And it's also a yellow card. That's for Jovicic.
Yeah, Robertson there just getting caught. Just as he played the ball, it looked like there were some studs just on the top of the laces on his right foot. And he stayed down. He's up on his feet now. He's a strong young lad. Flying down the left wing. He's done it all night. And a lot of the time, when he's got to that position to cross, he's actually pulled it back. This time, he put it into that position we call the corridor of uncertainty. Really good ball in there, but good defending on this occasion. But they're the chances they're going to have to try and put away.
With the scorelines the way they are,
yeah,
Liverpool would top this group on 6 points. Napoli would have 5 points, and Paris Saint-Germain 4 points.
They need to game manage just that little bit better. First half they went 2 goals up. That's what they need. Then they came out flying in the second half, 3 goals. They need to just nick another one now.
Right, the free kick's going to be taken on the far side of the field, and in the meantime there's a substitution for Red Star Belgrade before the free kick. Kozic is coming on. Didn't see who went off. Anyway, it's Jovicic who was taken off. The ball was played in, came back off a defender, shot by Lallana, another penalty.
Oh.
Handball. It's another penalty.
Oh, Mane's...
Where's Mo Salah when you need him?
Yeah, look at Mane's got the ball. Mane's picked the ball up. Firmino's talking to him. Daniel Sturridge has just come on. He's thinking, I'd like this, but Mane's got the ball under his right arm, and he's made sure that it's him.
Bobby's got one. Mo's got 2. I'm going to get one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't leave me out. Please, don't leave me out. No fancy stuff, please. Just run up to the ball and put it in the goal.
Mane, right-footed with Liverpool's second penalty of the evening. Oh, and he's missed it. Gets a second chance. Misses it again.
Oh, just put the ball in the back of the net. Don't give the keeper any chance. You know what? When you do that and you make out that it's your ball, I'm taking the penalty, you push away 2 players, or you say, listen, it's fine, I've got this, then you do need to make sure you put the ball in the back of the net without any question.
To be fair, the goalkeeper got a good right hand on it, pushed it onto the crossbar. But then with a follow-up, Mane should have scored.
Yeah, he did. He should have done, yes, definitely.
So, Liverpool still lead by 3 goals to 0. But in the second half, the chances they've had, it should easily be 4 or 5.
It should be. Just the edge from their play has gone. Listen, they're 3-0 up. The game's done. I understand that. But there has to be an element of horribleness when you're in this situation. Get your 4th, get your 5th.
Free kick taken by Bojan to the left of his penalty area. The goalkeeper hits it deep into the Liverpool half. And, Gomez header down. Alexander-Arnold couldn't keep it in place, so it's going to be a throw into Red Star Belgrade. 13 minutes left for play. When they get the ball back, Red Star can take the throw in. It's going to be taken by Jovicic. And Jovicic, 20 yards inside Liverpool territory. Throw to Boyaki. It looked as if he played that ball with his arm, but it didn't do any damage to Liverpool. It was cleared upfield. Ball to Mane. Mane with the Lallana running to his right. Great run by Firmino. If Lallana can pick him out, didn't get the cross right, and Red Star survived that scare.
Yes, just didn't put enough on it. Lallana sprinted down the right wing. There was a big area to put the ball in, and Sturridge was there, and Mane was there, and fair play to Red Star Belgrade. They got players back and defended really well.
Oh, lovely run by Van Dijk, just slipping between 2 Red Star players as if they weren't there, or were just so static they didn't mean anything to him. A late goal, Bristol City 1, Hull City 0. We've still got 13 minutes. Napoli have regained the lead in Paris. They now lead Paris Saint-Germain by 2 goals to 1.
What a game.
What a win it would be for Napoli, and how damaging for Neymar and company.
Wow, that is some result so far, isn't it?
Fantastic. Throw into Liverpool. Anfield's very quiet.
It is tonight.
I mean,
it is tonight.
I know why. There's no opposition fans to goad you or to spur you into action. And Liverpool in complete command of the game.
But you'd never think this was Champions League night, would you, Anfield?
No, it's so unusual for Anfield.
It's one of those places where on Champions League night it's bouncing, absolutely bouncing. You can't hear yourself think.
And how Cardiff City would like an atmosphere like this on Saturday at Anfield when they visit Liverpool in the Premier League.
I don't think it's going to be anything like this at the weekend.
No, Neil Warnock will be warning his players. Ball given away to Liverpool. Sturridge into Manny. Manny does score. But that was all Red Star's fault. Manny gets his goal, and it's Liverpool's 4th. Liverpool 4, Red Star Belgrade 0.
That
Unselfish by Sturridge.
Is all down to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum on the front foot. The ball was just about to be played into Gobelvic, and then he's there. Before he gets the ball, he's nicked it. He's got in front of him, and he's got Liverpool on the attack. Into Sturridge's feet. Sturridge lifts his head, rolls it into Mane. Mane takes 2 touches, left foot, right foot, goal. That's better. Much better.
Here's another change, the final change for Red Star Belgrade. They can't alter things now. They just can't. It's Simic who's coming on, another midfield player, and Ben Nabouan who makes way.